Okay, let's be honest. As far as supplemental heat goes, a fire in a fireplace, not the best thing. There are a few things better, though, than a fire in a fireplace. You have the glow, the ambiance, the crackle. There is one thing better. That's a fire in the fireplace with a safe chimney.
You walk into a house, you walk into a living room, a fireplace definitely sets the tone. You feel the warmth coming off of it. It's so classic. I mean, you see them in mansions, you see them in castles growing up, and just to have one in your own home, it sets the tone.
It's a familiar tone in millions of homes, and one that Anthony Purcell remembers in his parents' home growing up.
They had a bunch of fires going all throughout, my childhood. We would have, wood burning to start out with, and then for the simplicity fact, as my parents got older, they decided to go to gas and did a gas log set, which is very easy and simple for a homeowner that doesn't want to deal with the maintenance of keeping a fire going.
But he did know for the wood-burning stove and fireplace in his new home, an inspection and probably some maintenance were necessary.
With our chimney, they found, mortar gaps missing and bricks were cracking pretty high up, as well as it needed to be cleaned because it didn't look like it's been cleaned since maybe World War II.
But it's not just older homes that need this. In fact, newer construction requires it too.
And that's a huge factor when you talk about a fireplace these days, because there may not be sufficient available air to drive the smoke up the chimney. And people may have a difficult time with their fireplace because of the especially tight construction.
Ashley Eldridge knows this about new construction, old construction, any construction. He is the authority on chimney safety. As the education director of the Chimney Institute of America, he knows the worst thing a homeowner can do is nothing.
You see bricks are loose or falling off the top of the chimney, then it's clear that it's in need of repair. Unfortunately, most of the time when the consumer sees the chimney is there, they assume that it's functioning properly. In the camera, that's one way to determine if in fact it's capable of operating properly. But many of the things that adversely affect the function of the chimney cannot be seen.
But many of these things can be seen by a certified chimney sweep, one who has been put through the paces at CSIA. It's not something a sweep has to do, it's something they want to do.
The chimney sweeps that are coming through the school these days tend to be far more professional and business-oriented as opposed to someone who's just sweeping chimneys for beer and pizza money. Most of these guys are serious about not only their technical expertise, but their business expertise as well. To become a certified chimney sweep through CSIA, they have to take a couple of examinations. One teaches them to find the information in the International Residential Code, and the other is based on the chimney sweeping and diagnostics of chimney problems and which brush to choose, that sort of stuff.
And there have been vast improvements in that sort of stuff. High-tech cameras are often utilized to improve a sweep's eye view of soot, creosote, and potentially dangerous situations that would be difficult to spot otherwise. They even brush up on the latest brush technology.
There have been some pretty significant changes since I went into the business. Most of the chimney sweeps today are embracing the rotary method of cleaning the inside of the chimney. Rather than pushing a simple brush through the chimney, they're actually using a drill to strike the inside of it and strip the material away from the inside of the flue.
And with high-tech, high standards, and hygiene, they can strip that material from your home without leaving a trace. But if you don't have a fireplace or wood-burning stove, you might think I'm just blowing smoke. But I'll leave it to Anthony to spark your interest.
I would say we really don't realize that there's a utility flue. It's not just the fireplace, but there's a flue separate from that built inside of the chimney that also pumps out all the bad emissions that come from your hot water heater, your furnace. I never knew that. And when I had the inspection, it definitely brought an eye-opening experience to me because I was able to learn that those dangerous gases could come back into my house. Definitely getting that lined lets me sleep at night. A lot better, I would say.
Bottom line, if you're feeling nostalgic, you'll want to hire someone that still wears the top hat. That's fine. Just make sure they're also on top of the latest technologies and techniques. Make sure they're certified. That way you, your family, get a proper sweeping and a proper inspection.